Hey everybody, welcome back to James Draws Everything, drawing every country's flag in the world, and this one of the big ones, near and dear to my heart. We're going back to Europe, and we're doing Italy. You all know where Italy is. It's that little boot looking thing in the middle of the Mediterranean, and Italy is home to some of my people. My ancestral heritage does stretch back to Italy, and there's a lot of Italian influence pretty much all over the world. You've definitely seen this flag before. If you've ever been to a pizza place, if you've ever had Italian food, Italians, very proud people, very loud people. Yeah. Every stereotype about Italians is pretty much true. So if you've ever hung out with a large group of Italian people, you're probably going to have a good time. And what can you tell us about Italy, James? Well, Italy, of course, stretches way back, hundreds of years back into like ancient Rome. A lot of separate kingdoms and principalities in Italy, such as like Sardinia, Sicily, Tuscany. There's a lot of different. It's not really like a unified Italian language. Like if you actually talk to some of these people, they kind of have their own unique regional dialects. And in 1861, Italy became a unified state. And that process wasn't really just one process. It kind of happened gradually over a couple decades. Italy was involved in World War I and II. And of course, in World War II, under Mussolini, under a fascist dictatorship, they were part of the Axis powers, defeated in World War II. One of the interesting things about Italy is that unlike some of the other kind of like Marshall Plan post-World War II states, they never really had like a de-fascification period, if that's even a word, if that makes sense. So there was a lot of conflict in Italy after that period between like the communists and the nationalists in Italy. It's known as the Years of Lead. So if you want to study that, that's a pretty interesting period in history. Italy, again, home to a lot of high culture, a lot of designer clothes, a lot of food, a lot of actors have Italian American heritage in them. Guys like De Niro, Pacino. Think about all your gangster movies, and those also those exist for a reason. The Italian mob is maybe you don't hear about them too much anymore, but yeah, they've always been very active wherever they've gone. And I will not say anything bad about the Italian mob. Why, James? Because they're your people? No, I'm not. No, I have no connection whatsoever to the Italian mob. But yeah, I just want to keep my hands. Going to keep 5 fingers on each hand. I don't want to piss them off. All right, there is the Italian flag, and it is kind of inspired. See, it kind of looks like the Côte d'Ivoire flag. It's inspired by the French flag. Napoleon kind of brought that design over to Italy in 1797. The colors are of Milan, the red and white, and then the green is the Milanese Civic Guard. And James, when you talk about Italy, let me just write that off here. One of the first things that comes to mind is the food. And I, of course, love Italian food, so that means you guys are going to be getting some bonus content here. Alright, so Italian food, pasta, lots of different chicken dishes, Italian sausage, and of course, how could you forget pizza? How could you forget pizza? Pizza is Italy's greatest export as far as I'm concerned. So we are going to draw a pizza pie. And I'm sure everyone watching this has had Italian food, so I don't need to go into details about this. But yeah, again, Italy has stretched its influence all over the world. Tomatoes, which are used in a lot of Italian dishes, actually not native to Italy. Tomatoes were native to South America. So when Christopher Columbus, great, possibly the original Italian American, when he went to the Americas, and then in subsequent voyages and whatnot, brought tomatoes back to Italy. And that's kind of where Italian food comes from. So, they kind of mix that with some of their native, you want to call them indigenous ingredients, I guess. And yeah, that's pizza. So, mozzarella cheese, pepperoni. So for my pizza pie here, I'm just gonna, you gotta heat it up a little bit so that makes the cheese a little bit darker. And cheese kind of has that sort of runny, like sort of melted look to it. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit of loose shadows here. And I'm gonna shadow underneath the pepperoni slices. God damn, man, I'm getting hungry just looking at this. What's your favorite Italian food? Put a comment below. And yeah, so my own heritage stretches back to the period kind of at the turn of the 19th and 20th century. You do see a lot of emigration from Italy to the United States. And as far as my lineage goes, that's where I can stretch that back to. And that's common for a lot of Italian Americans. Again, Italian Americans, they never really fully let go of that heritage. Very, very proud of their roots. Italy is also kind of an interesting country. So again, they're an ancient civilization, home of many heritage sites, as far as like the World Heritage Sites. A lot of famous historical landmarks. Like Venice is there, Leaning Tower of Pisa, ancient Rome. Very Catholic, so a lot of very old Catholic churches can stretch back to hundreds of years of Italian history. So I'm just gonna get my crust here. I'm gonna burn it a little bit, so just give it some brown lines, and just making a quick pizza pie. And again, all us Italians, we talk with the hands, loud. Maybe not all of us, but a lot. Stereotypes exist for a reason. So what else do you think of when you think of Italy? Super Mario Brothers, right? Mario and Luigi, Italian names. What about like the Ninja Turtles? Donatello, Leonardo, Raphael. Those were all named after those famous Italians. A lot of artists: Michelangelo, Leonardo. Again. All right, let's burn that cheese just a little bit. Don't burn it too much, but just give it some little marks on there. All right, and I'm just gonna hit my red. I want to give it a little bit of a tomato sauce. And James, do you put the cheese? I know somebody watching this who's gonna have an opinion on this. Do you put the cheese on top or the sauce on top? Leave a comment below. All right. Controversial opinions on pizza, and everybody who has a favorite pizza place knows that their pizza is, of course, the best in the world. All right. Everyone knows that one spot that makes the greatest pizza ever, and everyone else is second best. And that's Italian pride for you, man. You take pride in your food, your heritage. All right, so let's give that cheese a little bit more character here. Nice and melted. All right, and then I'm just gonna hit the bottom of my crust with another dark brown. Just give it a little bit of a shadow. Ooh, that looks good. Italian pizza, James. All right, and let's it is just fresh out of the oven, so it's got some steam coming off. So just hold on a minute, don't eat it yet. Don't want to get burned. And I can smell this already. It just ain't nothing like Sunday Italian dinners with the fam. You know what I'm talking about if you're Italian. Alright, let's give it a little bit of a shadow. Yep, Italy leaves a mark wherever it goes pretty much. There's Italian influence almost all over the world. Italy is a first world power. I think they're part of the G7, part of NATO, part of all the big international groups. Militarily, you don't really hear too much about Italy anymore. You know, after World War II, they've been kind of quiet on that front. Italy's always been kind of weak militarily, as far as like in the modern times. That's what, you know, like in World War II with Mussolini and stuff. A lot of that propaganda and I guess, yeah, just propaganda. It always called back to like Roman times, right? There's always a romanticization of ancient Rome in Italy, bringing back Rome and Caesar. Yeah, so Italy, there's your pizza. And guys, I'm pretty hungry, so I think I'm going to cut this video a little bit short. I'm going to go down and get me a pizza, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you, all my Italian friends, on the next video. Arrivederci.